Hey guys, welcome back. So I am not someone that attends a ton of business conferences over the web. In fact, I can't remember the last time I actually attended a conference. That's not to say I don't use video conferencing. I own a business and I use it fairly extensively, particularly to interview job applicants. We also use it in the day-to-day activities of my business, but I'm not in a situation where I'm needing to gather a ton of people around a camera at the same time. When I'm at home working out of my office, I actually have been using this Razer Kiyo webcam that I picked up a few months ago that I really like, especially for its image quality. The fact that it integrates with FaceTime and other applications like Zoom very well. If I'm out and about, say like in a coffee shop and I need to hop on a quick call, I'll use the built-in webcam in my 14-inch MacBook Pro, which actually is surprisingly good this time. It's compared to, past MacBooks. And if I have my iPad with me, then I'm going to be using the built-in camera there. But what if you're in a situation where you may need to gather a few people at a time around a camera, maybe to talk to a client, or maybe you're conferencing people on one side of the country and another side of the country. Well, I was recently sent this product by a company called Nuroum, and they claim that this is the perfect solution to those situations where you may need to fit a bunch of people around a camera and you don't want to have them all squished into one tiny space. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick unboxing, take a look at the product, and see if it lives up to the hype. Let's take a look. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk about all things tech, particularly those smaller tech items to help you increase your productivity, streamline your workflow, and make your life easier. So this is the product itself, very basic box. You can see it lists the features on the side, like the wide angle, full duplex, all-in-one, portable, and plug and play. So let's open it up. Okay, inside the box we've got the usual paperwork and the unit itself. And that's basically it. Very nice, very solidly constructed. Top in particular looks very similar to an Alexa, as well as the front. And then we've got the bottom where we've got the adapter, we've got the power cable, and that's pretty much it. These days, webcams generally come in two flavors. There's the kind that comes built into your tablets, your phones, your laptops like the MacBook Pro. They're basically in there, you can't upgrade them at all, you get what you get. And then the other flavor is, of course, the webcams that you can buy off the shelf by companies such as Logitech and, like I said before, Razer, Anchor, you name it, there's a ton of them out there. And basically they're just limited by the specs that the company provides for them, and you can decide how much you want to spend to get either mediocre picture quality or really good picture quality. So this little device by Nuroum, which is called the C10, and it's actually a smaller sibling to the C20, is aiming to change that by giving you the ability to have a somewhat portable device that you can put in a conference room, put just on a desk somewhere, and it enables you to gather a large amount of people around the device and communicate just as you would with a regular webcam and not have to worry about squishing everyone up. So let's take a look at the specs of this thing. So the company says that this is a conference webcam with a speaker built in, and it records 1080p video. It has a wide-angle 90-degree camera, which gives you 96-degree point of view. Claims to have 10-foot voice pickup, which basically means, you could sit up to 10 feet away from the camera and it's still going to be able to clearly relay the sound of your voice. It's got a USB-C cable included with an adapter for USB-A, which is a really nice feature. It's driver-free, plug and play with regular firmware updates. One thing that intrigued me with this webcam is the fact that the company claims it uses something called nearity technology. And what that is an algorithm that's designed to enhance your speech as you're talking through the webcam. So it supposedly is analyzing your talking, your speaking when you're on a web conference, and it's going to produce a much better sound enable the participants to hear you much better, even if you're sitting far away from the unit. So I'm kind of curious how that's actually going to work in a real world application such as Zoom or FaceTime. It is compatible with Mac or Windows, and it does come with a 1-year warranty. But it does not have any zoom or auto focusing built into it. So if you're looking for something where, you know, it could zoom in on someone's face, or if you're looking for it to kind of autofocus, you're kind of out of luck in that area. Right now it only comes in this white color, so if you're looking for something darker to kind of blend in with your surroundings, you're out of luck in that regard. So the first thing I did notice when I took this thing out of the box is that it has very solid construction. You know, it's very simplistic, very minimalistic, but it does remind me a lot of the original Alexa, which I actually have here for comparison's sake. And when they shipped it to me, they did tell me that the company was founded by former engineers of Amazon and Microsoft. So I'm assuming they took kind of that design language of the Alexa. I mean, you can even see the top. It has the same kind of button layout, the same kind of icons that the Alexa does. So it's a very familiar feel if you're used to using that original Alexa. I also like the fact that the cable is coiled up underneath and that it's hidden. So like I said, it's one less thing to lose. If you need to transfer this, throw it in a bag and bring it to your next work site, it's very easy to do. And the fact that it is USB-C is nice, because I know a lot of things are still micro USB, which are being phased out more and more. So the fact that you can easily plug this into a newer generation of MacBook Pros or even Windows laptops is nice. But they do include this USB-A adapter if you're going to be in a situation where you don't have USB-C available. So that's really nice. Hey guys, so just for demonstration purposes, I've switched rooms. You can see here I've got the MacBook Pro with the Nuroum hooked up to it. I'm going to test it first with my MacBook Pro's webcam, so you can see what that looks like, and then we'll hook up the Nuroum and see how it sounds and looks from different distances. Okay, so this is coming straight out of my MacBook Pro 14 inches webcam. See, it's good quality, narrow field of view. You know, so if I had a few people with me, they'd kind of have to be scrunched in close, like sitting really, really close next to me. I'm assuming it's good sound quality. I can't really hear it because I don't have headphones. I can't really, you know, hear what it's going to sound like until the recording finishes. But now that we've done this, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the Nuroum so you can see what that sounds like. And just for reference purposes, I'm sitting about a foot from the MacBook right now. So, you know, that's generally, I think, the distance that most people will kind of sit from the devices. But I guess if you've got a large group of people gathered around with you, you may want to have it further out. So we'll test that theory as well, as far as like if the sound quality sounds good through the camera at that distance. So let's take a look. Okay, so now this video is coming straight out of the Nuroum. So you can see definitely it's a wider field of view. I feel like I could fit, you know, a few people around me. I am fairly close to the camera right now. Like I said, I'm about a foot away, maybe a little bit less. Curious to hear how the sound quality is compared to the webcam out of the MacBook Pro. You can see that the colors are a bit different. I would say, you know, I felt like the MacBook Pro was actually making the color look a little bit less natural than the Nuroum is. I think the Nuroum is kind of adjusting for the lighting in the room, but I could be wrong. But it's definitely somewhat of a darker image than the MacBook had. I think like the MacBook was maybe using some AI to kind of enhance that. But I'm really curious as to how these two will compare. So we'll take a look at them. And now I'm actually going to set up the Nuroum and the MacBook further away from me so you can kind of hear how that looks and sounds. Okay, so now I am talking to you from about 5 feet away with the FaceTime camera on my MacBook Pro. You can see that the field of view isn't bad, but I think it's definitely wider on the Nuroum, as it's a 96-degree point of view. I'm not really sure of the field of view on the MacBook Pro's camera, but I know it's a lot less. Again,
we've got that sort of, I think the MacBook Pro is sort of trying to adjust the lighting. So it looks a little unnatural. It's a little yellow looking, where I felt like the lighting on the Nuroum was a little bit more true to life, just that, it's a little bit darker. I do have some kind of yellow looking lights above me. So that's coming into play too. But so just for comparison's sake, you can see, and it'll be interesting to see how the MacBook Pro sounds versus the Nuroum in terms of the claims that it's got the Nearity technology where it's doing the auto adjusting for speech and things like that as you're talking. So I'll play both of these videos and you can kind of judge for yourself. Okay, so now you can see I've set up the MacBook Pro and the Nuroum further away from me. It's about 5 feet or so. Unfortunately, I don't have a 10-foot conference table in my house, so I can't give you the full effect of what Nuroum claims, but you can kind of see the camera quality. I feel like it's really good. The field of view is actually really nice here. I feel like you could fit a large amount of people in the camera if needed to. And of course, you could hook your laptop up to a larger screen, so you really get that effect. I like the fact that you know that the camera's recording because it's got this lit up ring on the top of it. You know that it's in use. I'm interested to see how the sound quality is when I'm at this distance compared to when I was at a closer distance. And I'm also curious, I can't really demonstrate what the speaker on the unit sounds like because I don't really have anyone that I can kind of talk to through this at the moment, but I did play some music through it earlier, and I played a video of myself talking, and it sounded pretty clear. If you're in a large conference room with a large amount of people in it, I don't know how clear it would be then, but just from my kind of limited experience, I feel like it would be really good in certain situations where you had the need to get a lot of people, or at least 4 or 5 people around a camera like this.
Okay, so my initial impressions of the device are that it's very solid. It worked really well. I plugged it into my MacBook Pro and it instantly recognized it. It's got a little bit of a boot up time, I would say a few seconds. But other than that, it worked great out of the gate. I used it with FaceTime, I used it with Zoom, I used it with Google Meet, and it worked flawlessly each time. It's a 1080p webcam, so of course it's not going to give you amazing quality, like 4K or even 2K, but it's great for web calls. I mean, I don't think you'd have any issues with this. It's nice to have that extra field of view. I felt like the quality was great even when I was further away from the camera. The definition was nice. Like I said in my videos, I felt like the lighting was a little bit more true to life than the MacBook's webcam was, but you can kind of judge by yourself. Really feel like if you needed to gather a bunch of people around this camera, that it would perform really well, and it works well in that application. It's kind of nice that it just sits on your desk. You don't have to look up at it. You kind of just look straight at it, and you look like you're talking naturally to the people on the other side of the screen. Another thing I really like about this device is the interface on top, especially if you've ever used an Alexa device before. You've got your mute button, you've got the camera on off button, and then you've got the volume buttons. And since there is a speaker built into it, it's nice that it does give you the ability to raise and lower the volume, especially if you're in a conference with a bunch of people, and especially if you can't hear the other people on the other side of the screen, so you can raise the volume so everyone can hear. I did feel like the speaker sounds good. It's not amazing. You're not going to get mega boom quality speaker sounds out of it, but it sounds decent, and I think it would be great for voice. As far as the AI voice technology that they claim to have, I didn't hear a huge difference between my built-in camera in the MacBook and this, but maybe you guys, felt differently. I felt like they were vaguely the same. Did notice that when I was listening to my audio through the built-in speaker here versus the speakers on my MacBook, there was a slight lag. I'm not really sure if maybe that was the application I was using or if it's just that's how the device is, but tiny bit of lag, nothing major, but just kind of something for you to be aware of. I like the fact that that it's on because it's got a blue ring around the top. It turns yellow when it's booting up. I really love the fact that it's got this power cable that's coiled underneath. I also love the fact that it's USB-C and they give you a USB-A adapter. I mean, that's a really nice touch. So overall, I would highly recommend this, especially if you are the type of person that is gonna need to do a large amount of conferences with more than 1 or 2 people, because this could really come in handy. Now, as I said, I didn't have a 10-foot conference table to test this out with, so I don't know how it would perform in that situation, but based on the test I did where I put it about 5 feet away from me, I felt like it worked really well. I will say the device normally sells for $99 on Amazon or through the company's website. Right now they're actually running a $30 off special on it, and the company was nice enough to give my viewers a coupon code that you can use for an additional 30% off. So you can really pick this thing up for like almost $60 lower than it normally sells for. So that's really nice. I'm gonna post that coupon code below, so if you guys feel like buying this and testing it out for yourself, you can take advantage of that. Again, I really appreciate everyone taking the time to watch. I'm really trying to get back into the swing of posting more videos as my life slows down a little bit. We've picked up so many new subscribers over the last couple months. I really appreciated everyone who has hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, please think about it and maybe hit that subscribe button below, as it helps me to grow the channel. Stay tuned for more content in the next few weeks. I am planning a whole bunch of videos. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch this, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.